Okay, so in this video what I'd like to do is just show you how you can delete sales executives or personnel from your InquiryMax system who have left the business. The reason the video isn't a 1 minute video or 2 minute videos, which is really a very simple task, it's quite simply because we do come across several problems when we're trying to delete users, and I want to go through all of those. So you can start with it, see how you get on. If you run into problems, continue watching the whole video in its entirety. So the first thing to do to delete users is go to the tools function. We then go to manage users just here on the left hand side, and we can see here all of the people that are using our system currently. So let's pretend that I've got this sales executive here called Dean that's left the business, and yeah, I want to get him out of the system now. So I could literally go straight to the delete button just here. I give it a click and we get the old spinning wheel of death. Now what it should do is it should come up with a little dialog box that says, are you sure you want to delete this sales executive? But it won't. It comes up with this: you can delete users only after you've transferred all of their existing customers effectively to another salesperson. So it means we've got to do some work before we can delete them. So Dean Townsend is the sales executive. So what we do is we go to the customers tab here, and then we need to look up all of the customers for Dean. Okay, so we go through all we see Dean here, give him a little tick. Okay, now remember, you will only see the sales executive in here provided they are active. If you've disabled that sales exec, they will not appear in this list, so make sure that they're active. Okay, so do not put in any of these or tick any of these boxes or any of these here. Leave them. Don't put any dates in. You just click search and up will come all the customers associated with that sales executive. So you click on the select all on the left hand side, and it's at that point that your manager can then you'll go to the customer activities tab here, and you can transfer those to another sales executive. So we literally just click this little drop down. You can select them to whichever salesperson you want. So I'm just going to put them into a prospect sales exec, and then I can allocate them afterwards. So I'm going to select that, click confirm, and now they've all gone. So nice and easy. So now I just go back to tools, I go to manage users, I then look for Dean. There he is. Okay, happy days. I can just click on this delete. Of course we get the old spinning wheel and then hopefully it should say you know, you're okay to delete. Alright, so we'll wait for that dialog box to come up and then we'll follow the process. There we go. So are you sure you want to delete this user? Okay, so yeah, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to click yes. You get the spinning wheel again. Then it'll come up with another little dialog box, a bit of a palaver. There we go. User was successfully deleted. Click OK. Oops. Click OK, and of course you can see that he's now gone. So the next step really is to show you some problems that you can come across, because if only it was that simple, it'd be great. So we have another sales executive here called Katrina. So we'll assume that I've already gone through the process of going customers, search, select all, transfer to another sales exec. So we don't have to go through it again. So I've got Katrina here. So I'm just going to do the same as I did with Dean. I'm just going to hit the delete button. So sorry you have to sit and wait for the machine to think about it. But hopefully this will now delete. But of course you know that it won't, because otherwise the video would be ended. Oh, you can only delete after having transferred all of their customers. Oh, well, maybe I made a mistake. So if I go back to customers and I select, do the same process, I'm now going to look for Katrina, wherever she is. Why can't I see her? There she is, sorry. Okay, so that's all good. So all I'm going to do is transfer any remnant customers. I go search. Ooh, no customers found, and yet when I try to delete it in the manage users, it's saying there are customers still associated with that sales executive. Okay, so there is a little reason for that, and I'm going to show you what they are. If we go to daily log, in this particular section here, you've got, if I just go to here, group leads not actioned. If I select those, we can see all of the leads here. Now, some sales executives accept a lead but don't turn it into an inquiry, and it gets jammed like this. There is a process for undoing that for another day. So I'm going to look down here and see if I can find Katrina, because there should be a lead is accepted but not turned into an inquiry, and that's why Inquiry Max is not having any of it. Hey, there we go. So if I just expand the page a little bit, you can see here that Katrina's got 2 leads, and we need to sort of get rid of those. So that's quite an easy process to do that. We go to Tools, we go to Manage Users, we go into Katrina. So the way that we do that is we click on the Edit button just here, and then we have to disable her account, because this is what it says: disabling the user will send unactioned leads back to the daily log. So we're going to confirm that. Now, people make a mistake now, they then go back and try and delete, and it still won't work. Go to the bottom and click Save. Now we can go back to Katrina, wherever she is, and now that it says disabled, is she active, yes or no? No. I can press this delete, and what you'll find is, with any luck, that will now allow us to delete Katrina. So we'll wait for that to happen, and we are then most of the way through knowing all the scenarios that you get when you can't delete. Am I happy to delete? Yes, I am. So that's going to now delete, and then we'll click the OK when it pops up, and we'll look at the next problem that you can potentially come across. Okay, so that's all worked well. So let's say we've got another sales exec, this person called Taylor here, just at the bottom. So you know, if I press on the delete button here, it's probably going to throw up the usual thing, because I've already removed the customers for this particular sales executive. So in theory, you can see that I haven't disabled it. So it will come up with the usual thing: you can't delete it without transferring all the customers. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's easy enough. There's obviously some leads, not leads. I just need to disable that, just like I did with Katrina. So I go into the Edit button, I click on Disable Account, go to the top, confirm that you're happy for the leads to be sent back. Then I go to the bottom and click Save, and now I go back to that sales exec, and it's going to delete just like Katrina, because I've now boxed everything off. I've removed all the customers, I've sent unactioned leads back to the daily log, and yet it still says, in a minute, coming up, you can't delete it because you've still got users outstanding. That's really confusing, because I've removed everything. So if we go back in and have another little look at Taylor, so let's just give him a little click, you will notice that the default dealership is Volkswagen Milton Keynes, and yet it's got an additional dealership of Volvo Milton Keynes, which probably means that that person would have been maybe a sales executive in Volvo originally, and then transferred over to Volkswagen and kept their user ID. So it means that once you drop this down, there's probably a little tick on Volvo somewhere. There we go, Volvo's also active. So really the Volvo dealership should have cleared that sales executive out when they moved over. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to activate that customer, that sales executive. I'm now going to change. You won't be able to do this, you'll have to contact Volvo in this example. I just want to show you the principle of what I'm talking about. So let's see if we can find Volvo Milton Keynes. There they are, Volvo Milton Keynes. Give it a little click, go to Tools, go to Manage Users, and hopefully that Taylor should be in the list. There he is. Okay, so I now know that person exists. They must have customers in Volvo. So if I go to the Customers tab and then look for this Taylor Chaperoon, There he is. I assume it's a guy. Click on search. Oh my god, look at that, 29. Okay, so I then have to remove those effectively, or transfer them to, another person, which I'll do. Actually, let's just quickly undo that and go back to the Taylor guy. Okay, and then research those. Search those. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is just transfer them out. So I'm going to transfer to another sales executive, and then confirm that. Select all, must remember to do that obviously. Then go and select a transfer to another person. Click on confirm, and they've now gone. So all I now need to do in order to get rid of that sales executive is go to the tools, manage users, go back to Taylor and disable them, confirm that, go to the bottom, click save, and now when I click this person, provided they haven't got any unactioned leads sitting within Volvo, because that will block it, this hopefully now should allow me to delete. If it does, that will be happy, because we won't have another 5-10 minutes on the end of this video. Excellent. So I'm going to click yes, and then hopefully Taylor will disappear, which indeed he has now done. So long video, but it shows you all of the problems you can get when deleting sales executives and how to overcome them. If you still get problems, then contact anybody internally, Patrick Murray, Richard Jenkins, Rue Kanani, and we'll be